Hey guys, welcome to Spirit Gets Personal. So, earlier in the group, I asked the question: has anybody ever dealt with a narcissist? And for those of you who don't know, yes, I came prepared with the exact definition to the T so that there's no confusion. You see me? So, here we go. Narcissism: excessive interest in or admiration of oneself and one's physical appearance. The psychology of it is selfishness involving a sense of entitlement, a lack of empathy, and a need for admiration. Now, if any of those resonate with you and somebody quickly jumped into your mind when I read all of that, you're dealing with a narcissist. So I wanted to share my own personal experience of how I dealt with a narcissist and how I overcame it, because it's not an easy thing when you deal with somebody like that, especially when you have your own mental disorders. You can easily become entrapped in that. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what happened to me, because I was dealing with things like PTSD, chronic depression, chronic anxiety, borderline personality disorder. This is a lot of things I was dealing with. And I was susceptible to being completely manipulated. You feel me? Like anybody could have came along and swept me off my feet and I would have been okay with it because I was depressed. So any type of sunshine or what I thought was sunshine, I was driven to. Anyway, so basically what happened to me was I ended up dealing with a guy. Um he was What ended up happening was something I never expected to happen. I ended up worshiping him. Like if he was a god. Like he was everything. And I did everything he said to do. I never said no. It came to this point where he would tell me like, you love me. If you love me, you never supposed to say no. People who love each other don't say no. So I really believed that. And so I never said no because I felt like it was going against me. It was saying I didn't love him. He'd convinced me that the word no meant I didn't love him. So I always said yes, no matter what he told me to do. Now, he was a guy that was in jail. I ended up doing things I never thought I would do, guys. I mean, like bringing stuff up there that I wasn't supposed to be bringing. I mean, writing summaries for him. Like he would tell me to read a book and write down notes and tell it to him later. And I would do it. I would literally read books, watch videos, write the notes down, and he'll tell me like, you better have something good for me later, something that I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? And I would work. I would be like, oh my God, he's going to call later. I got to make sure this is down to the T, and he's going to like what I have to hear, and it's going to be helpful in some type of way. And no matter how much this guy was putting me in harm's way, no matter how much he was making a mockery of me, I mean, it came to the point where, and I was so delusional about it at the time, because it came to the point where I was going through deep, deep depression. And I don't know if anybody could relate to this, but I tried to commit suicide. And I wound up in the hospital in the psych ward. And when I got out the psych ward, I was only there for a day. And when I got out, he called me. And the first thing he said to me, he knew I was there. He knew I tried to commit suicide. He knew all of this. You know what the first thing he said to me was? Yo, you gonna send me that $50? What? Huh? You don't even care that I almost died? Like, you don't care how depressed I am? You want money? You want your money? That's it? And yo, I went through so much, crying, feeling crazy. Then he would yell at me and scream at me and call me stupid and tell me that it's me and how I'm a bug out, and when I drink I do this. Like, he was gaslighting me. And for those of you who don't know what gaslighting is, it's kind of a form of when somebody tries to make you look like you're crazy. Like, you know, they're the ones doing shit, but they will flip it, turn it, toss it, and make it seem like it's you. It's your fault. You're in the wrong. You're doing everything wrong, or you're supposed to be doing this. And I fell for it. I fell for it. And it took out years from my life. I mean, over 6 years. It took out years of my life. I completely dedicated and devoted myself to this one person, trying to make sure they was happy, completely neglecting myself to a point where I didn't leave my house for a year. He was telling me he didn't want me to work. Guys, I wanted to go to therapy to get help because I knew how depressed I was. And he told me, no, why don't you let me guide you? Why don't you let me be your guide, your way through? Like, what? I said, I think I have an alcohol problem. He said, no, you don't. Stop saying that. No, you don't. Because if you say that, you're going to believe it. Mind you, everybody around me know I got an alcohol problem. I never went not a second sober. But he was like, no, you're not. And that was only because he didn't want me to go to rehab. Because I had to be there to help him. And I was just like, yo, this is crazy. And if I didn't snap out of that shit after all those years, and I felt like I wasted my time, oh my God. Whew. And I finally went to rehab, and he would tell me I left him. I left him for dead. I turned my back on him. Or because I went to go get help for myself. See, here's this thing about these narcissists, right? As well. They want you to stay sick. Like if you going through something, they want you to continue to go through that thing so that they'll always have one up on you. So that they'll be able to control you and move you like a chess piece. Have you exactly where they want you. So if you get better, that's a threat to them. Because it's like, wait, no, they get better? Oh my God, she's going to start thinking clearly. Oh my God, I'm going to lose her. See, here's where this narcissistic attitude derives from. It derives from a person, right, who never got attention when they was younger, right? And they had to cling on to somebody. They needed somebody to cling on for validation. They felt like nothing. As a matter of fact, in the present moment, they can know that they a failure and that they suck, that they're not good at anything. They can be scared, terrified inside. But you worshiping them or making them feel good or really falling into that trap, it makes them feel this power, right? And they need to feel that power. And they don't really care about you or really love you. They love the feeding of the give me attention. Tell me I'm great. Tell me I'm God. Tell me I'm this. Like, I gotta feel like this. And if you don't do it anymore, they'll go find somebody else who is gonna do it. That's all they want from you. So the sorries, the I miss yous, the all of that, it's not true. They need your sickness or your weakness. If you get strong, they have no place to reside in your life. They don't need strength. They need somebody weak. Like, I don't know if this resonates with anyone, but let me tell you something. If you're surrounded by a narcissist, get away fast. Fast. I suggest you start doing your research on gaslighting and narcissism. Okay? Manipulation, all of that stuff. I suggest you do that. If any of what I said just made sense to you. I kind of broke it down in a short version. But that's because I don't got an iPhone, y'all. I can't record for that long. I'm on my phone, so it's an Android. Chill. But it's true, though. And I sincerely feel sorry for anybody who had to deal with somebody who was narcissistic, especially if it was a parent, because you're living with them. And that may be harder. I'm not sure. I know it was hella hard for me, and it was somebody who wasn't living with me. You know? A narcissist could really be anybody. It could be somebody you never even met. Because you not thinking straight, because something is wrong with your mind at the present moment, you can fall for that. But you shouldn't feel bad. You should recognize it and hope that you're able to strip yourself away from it so that you could be the best you that you can be. Because if it wasn't for me doing research and breaking away and going to rehab and saying, you know what? He don't even care if I'm dead. It was like an eye opener. Like, whoa. And from that, when I was in rehab and I was recovering, things started hitting me from left to right, straight jabbing me like, yo. And I'm like, yo, he did this. He had me doing this. I was doing everything because I was weak. I'm going to turn this off, but I'm going to leave y'all with this. A narcissist cannot survive a strong person. So be strong. And don't feel bad. And don't carry that weight on you neither. Recover, heal, sit with your feelings, and let's get to know who we are so that nobody could ever do that. And somebody ever try to do what we stopped them at the door like, excuse me, no, hold it back, take it back, go that way. That can't happen over here. And they'll go because they can't survive a strong person. Now, this has been a short video, but I didn't go into details, but if you want me to, I will. Just leave it in the comments. If you have any questions, I'll answer it. DM me. Whatever you want to do. Okay? So this has been the little. Oh, that was my speaker, y'all. Don't pay attention to that. Anyways, that's been Spirit Gets Personal. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.